Hi guys, I'm Mr. Razor and welcome to my channel. And in this video, I'm excited to show you my very fast and quick new setup as I transition over to my new journal for the next half of the year. I will be moving from my A5 Night Sky Archer and Olive journal to my new, also Archer and Olive Clever Fox journal. And yes, for those of you who have stuck around with my channel, this is basically the same cover design that I just moved from back in January to this night sky one. The reason why I decided to go to this one is this Clever Fox journal is because it is one of the brightest cover journals that I own. And since it's bright in the summertime, and so I thought that it would be best to go with that current bright summer feel. Though for then, like when I move to another new journal, when it's like around the new year in December, for winter, I do have some darker journal covers to use, which will match with that kind of winter darker feel. But anyway, let's head over to my new journal here and get going with setting up my kind of like transitioning setup to a new journal while in the middle of the year. It's more so just a new refreshed setup of my previous front setup in my last journal, in which I will have linked here for you to check out if you haven't yet. And as usual, I've skipped the first few pages at the front of the journal as I usually do, as I always like to leave a space for a later cover page, and also never use that kind of page towards the front that is always a bit stuck at the bottom, as it's where they kind of glue in the pages to the cover of the notebook. So to start off, I have my index page. The overall setup is the same as before for the front part of the journal, so the top half of this index page. The only thing I changed up was a bit of the spacing on some of the pages, that what you will see in just a bit later. And for a much quicker and easier style to go through, I simply used more so my own casual handwriting for the font, as it's simply just much easier and faster to use your own handwriting. And I've been doing this in my last few monthly setups too, as I have been very cramped these days on time, as I've been working like 41 to 50 hours a week and like 6 days a week, which explains why I've been quite a bit behind on my videos lately, and I've been having to give up coming up and using more fun fonts at the moment. But I will do my best to get back to finding some new fun but still simple fonts to use in the future when I get a new job that better suits me and will allow me to have more time to work on my channel here. Anyway, as we move on to the middle part of the journal section of this, still on this index page, so you can see that like for my setup is actually a bit different for the middle part of the journal, as I am trying out something new where instead of splitting my journal in half to have that front part being the planner and then the back half as my journal, I'm going to be trying to weave them together where the journal part will come after each monthly setup. And I'll be explaining a bit more about that in my July setup, which should be coming up not too long after this one. And then I've allotted some extra pages at the end of the journal for what I've titled as the extras, like the extras on a film DVD, where all the extra random fun thoughts and doodles and such will go. Just like a whole bunch of just a section in the back for just random things. Now, I'll just keep on going with inking in my setup, and I'll fill in on some of the more creative and more so pages that I came up with for myself, with a quick explanation of how they are used. But since most are pretty straightforward and self-explanatory kind of pages here in this setup. Those I will breeze right through with some music. Feel free to leave any questions you might have in the comments down below about any of the spreads in this setup, and I'll happily give my best response. And so let's just get right on going, or as the 10th Doctor from Doctor Who would say, allons-y. Now, as part of my own little set of entertainment spreads I created for myself since like my very first bullet journal and have always used, is this celebrity interests page, as I am a huge movie maniac and I watch tons of movies and also follow several fandoms, as you can see across other videos on my channel. I also tend to follow up on a lot of celebrities, from actors and actresses that catch my eye in films, and then I search them up and watch other movies from their filmography. I also listen to lots of music, so I also love to look up quite a few music artists, and I'm always on the lookout for new artists to listen to. And so this is where I put them onto this list too. So if you love movies and music and love looking out for new actors and artists, this is a fun way to keep track of all the new ones you come upon throughout the year. And for this entertainment news page, it's basically the same running log setup like the memories page earlier, which is a date followed by a quick entry and then another day and another entry afterwards, and on repeat. Now, one of my fun pages that I changed up a bit from my last setup is my favorites page. Instead of like a 3-part set of pages with my last journal in my 2021 favorites, I had 3 parts, so it was like a 2021 favorites, the all-time favorites, and the general favorites list. And I decided to narrow this down to just the favorites of 2021, since this is a bi-year or half-year journal and should be focused on the time that I am using the journal or roughly around it. Hence why I am dialing this down to just a top 10 kind of list for the top 10 of each category for the year. For the all-time favorites and general favorites, I'll probably put into a all about me journal or collections type of thing in the future. It would just be like a total separate kind of journal. Following up, I have my YouTube growth tracker page, and since I've already hit my goal for getting monetized, I am no longer counting the hours to get to be monetized. So to track the growth of my channel still, I am simply writing down how many subscribers I have and how much or so I make a month. It isn't much, but at least it is something that I can track the growth of my channel by. So here I have a quick list page for all the subscription services that I am subscribed to. As like with today, everyone is most likely subscribed to some kind of plan out there. And as these services are growing in the market, it's important to have a place to keep track of all the services that you use. Hence why I made this page where I can list them all with how often and how much is like paid throughout the year. Then, as I would always like to clarify, This passwords page is not for any important passwords and such, but more for random accounts here and there that I have, and maybe just a bit of the social media accounts I have too. But nothing super big like bank accounts and stuff. I just got way too many accounts here and there to keep track of, and this is just a quick, easy reference for me to go to. I prefer pen and paper than any digital service, hence why I use this instead of one of those other password remembering apps or something. And yep, that is about it, with my final page being the contacts page, where I list my more important contacts for easy reference. So overall, very minimalist, quick and easy setup, as usual, and per my theme or style on my channel. This entire setup only takes just a bit over an hour to complete, which is relatively a pretty quick setup. This is absolutely the perfect quick style that one can go for anyone who is super tight on time, and also for those who prefer a minimalist setup with no fancy smashy stuff. One thing that is great with minimalist setups is that you can definitely add more later on, since you have the space for it and there's no rush to create it at all, and having it ready, you can just fill in the space as you go and fill it over time. There simply just isn't like as much pressure and stress towards getting everything done and perfect versus all those super nice, gotta be perfect artistic setups out there. And well, I hope you guys enjoyed this easy, quick, and productive setup. And if you did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel with notifications on for more content like this. I will also have my July setup coming very soon, shortly after this, so make sure to stay tuned for that by hitting subscribe with notifications on. I do like to change up little small details here and there while still keeping everything super easy and minimalist and simple, so there will always be something interesting, some little interesting changes here and there that you can take in mind to use in your own journals. I also have tons of other fun videos from stationery hauls and movie merchandise hauls and unboxing videos, plus lots and lots of giveaways, so make sure to stay tuned to my channel, and I will see you in the next video.